All right, welcome back to the Gamble Smart channel. Happy Wednesday morning to everybody out there. Hope you guys are doing well. All right, today we're talking about two different things. First, we're going to talk about how much money should you bring to the casino and how do you make that decision. And second, does increasing your denomination increase your overall odds of winning? Let's talk about it today. All right, as always, if you are new here, we certainly want to welcome you to the Gamble Smart channel. We do these kind of daily tips and tricks and general education on gambling every single day of the week, Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Central. We hope you can join us if you are a gambler and want to get a little bit more information in your tool belt. We're here to help you, so subscribe, thumbs up, ring a bell, you know all the drill. All right, so let's jump into today's topic, and we're going to tackle this in a couple of parts. The first thing, how much money should you bring to the casino? I can't tell you that. It's a very personal question, but I can tell you what you should be thinking about before you make that decision. The first thing, and this is what Dave on the channel always says, and he is absolutely 100% right, bring money that you can safely afford to set on fire, okay? Don't bring alimony money, don't bring house payment money, car payment money, any bills or anything like that. Pay all that stuff first and then set money aside to gamble with, because even if you do a lot of right things, if you control your budget and you bank those wins and you take your breaks and you do all the things that we're trying to help you with on this channel, it is still gambling at the end of the day. It is still a casino. The odds are stacked against you, and they always will be. You can have some short-term wins, but ultimately you need to be prepared to lose that money, okay? Because that is the most likely scenario that's going to play out for most of us, okay? And so think about that before you decide how much money you're going to bring. Think of it as entertainment budget, like going to a concert or going on a weekend trip or something like that, okay? That's what you should be thinking this money should be used for, okay? You never know. I mean, you could come home with double your money. Those things can happen, but you need to be prepared that that is not going to be what's going to happen. So let's say you've got that magic number. Let's say it's $400. You're going to be there for 2 days. Now what do? You get inside of the casino. You're ready to go to town. Your friends are there. You're ready to start playing. Slow down a little bit. This is what we recommend doing very strongly, is you need to split that up into sessions, okay? It can be multi-day sessions or it can be within the single day sessions. And what I mean by this is that in that scenario, you're bringing $400 for 2 days. Bring $200 and put it in your wallet, and then stash that other $200 away somewhere. Give it to your spouse, put it in the safe in the room or something. We have the time lock boxes if you're interested in that. What these are more of a reverse lockbox. The idea here is that if you're going to go for multiple days, you can set a timer for, say, 24 hours. Okay, so you've got your $200 in your wallet. That's going to be your budget for tonight. But for tomorrow, you want to make sure you have $200 to play with too, right? Well, put the $200 in here and set the timer for 24 hours, and you cannot open this. So you're going to resist that temptation to blow your entire budget the first time you get there. So many of us do this. I mean, you can have a lot of willpower and control and self-control. A lot of us don't. But even if you think you do, sometimes you get caught up in the moment when you're in there. You're having a big losing session and your friends are still playing. You want to have you want to still have fun, things like that. A lot of us do need some things like this. Now, could you break into this? Absolutely. I mean, it's plastic, guys. This isn't like a $100 safe that you can buy for your house, okay? This is meant as a deterrent, more as a prevention, okay? If you are breaking into this to get your next day's budget out of here, then this is not going to help you. You're too far gone for something like this. So it's just helped to kind of mitigate that willingness. It's like a deterrent. You think about it, it's like, could I break into this? Yeah, but I probably shouldn't do that, right? So that's kind of what the thought process is behind it. But you can do this also with your spouse. Give them the money. Tell them, hey, don't give this to me even if I'm begging on the floor, don't give it to me until tomorrow so I can have fun tomorrow too, okay? So that's what we recommend doing for session management. And the last thing, and before we get on to the other topic about which denomination you should play, I think that's what you're all here for, but this stuff is important, is to think about taking breaks within those sessions, okay? So if you are doing $200 a day, maybe do 2 $100 sessions, and in between that, take a 30-minute break. Now, why is this important? Whenever you are playing slot machines or any kind of gambling-related activity, the euphoria can really take over, okay? Whether you're winning or losing, negative or positive, it's gonna be overpowering sometimes, and it will cause you to deviate from your plan. And we don't want that, right? So the important thing is that after you do have a winning session or a losing session, to get up and take a 30-minute break doing something else, okay? Go outside, Go get something to eat, go up in your room, lay in your bed for a little while, whatever the case is, but get out of the casino environment for at least 30 minutes and have your brain kind of reset back down. So maybe you're on a winning cycle, bring it back down to normal. You're on a losing cycle, bring it back up to normal. So those are the things that we want you guys to work on, because it's all a psychology thing at the end of the day. Your willingness to come home with money is all a psychology thing, and you being smart enough and powerful enough to overcome the thrill and the willingness to keep putting money into the slot machines like so much of us do. Okay, we get a good win, and what do? We just play it all the way through. That's what we're trying to prevent. That is how you gamble smart, okay? All right, let's get on to the next topic, which is which denomination you should play, and does increasing your denomination increase your odds? All right, before I can answer the question about which denomination should you play and should you increase your denomination to increase your odds, let's break down something really quick, and you should really understand this part before you can answer that question, or even I can answer that question. And that is how the payback percentage generally works inside of a slot machine, okay? So the payback percentage is a theoretical payback return that when set by the casino, they can almost be assured within 90% confidence that over 10 million spins, they can expect a certain percentage hold back to them, okay? So if the machine is set at 85%, that means that 85% of the money that goes into the slot machine goes back to the players. Maybe not you individually, but to the players as a whole, okay? And then they get 15% hold. So 15% of all the money that goes through this machine, the casino gets if they set it at 85%, okay? And over the long period of time, it will come within that range, plus minus 0.2% or something like that. But 90% confident it's going to be very close to that setting number that they put on the machine. But, and this is the important thing that you guys have got to understand, there is something called variance. And for you non-math nerds out there, variance is just short-term results for a long-term play, okay? So the theoretical payback percentage setting on a machine is a long-term play. It's over 10 million pulls. Those are the simulations that they run, and that's how they calculate it out, okay? In the short term, you're going to see swings on either side of that, okay? And this is why a lot of you are describing hot and cold machines. It's not purposely doing that, but it is true that when you have randomness with a large set of probabilities, you are going to get hot and cold streaks. It's just the nature of probability. And so you're going to notice periods where you're not getting bonus rounds, or you're not getting progressives or any line hits, and then suddenly you start getting them back to back and crazy stuff like this. It's not intentionally doing that, it's just how it happens. And because of that, the short-term variance can be wild, okay? It could be on 20% payback. It could be 180% payback. In fact, on this game right here, I'll go ahead and go in. I've got Huff and More Puff here, and here's something you guys don't get to see, right? I'm going to go into the meters here, and I'll take a screenshot of this so you guys can see this also. But right now, the theoretical payback percentage on this machine is set at 95.99%. And after 2,660 games, it is currently paying back 118.23%. So it's actually paying back a lot more to the player than it is to the casino. But as the number of total games plays increases to 10 million or so, that number will get smaller and smaller and smaller until it reaches that point of the 95.99%, which is what it's set to. And that will just happen naturally. It's the math behind the game. It's probability, okay? That is what is going on. So you're going to see swings on either side. So why am I telling you this, and why is this important? It's important because in the short term, when you're playing a slot machine, it's going to be very difficult to near impossible for you to detect any kind of noticeable payback percentage difference between one machine and the next, regardless of denomination and regardless of the type of game it is, okay? Payback percentages will play out over a long period of time. In the short term, there's going to be a lot of variance. And so this answers the question to me, and then to you, is should you up your bet? Does playing a higher denomination increase your odds? The answer is yes, it does, but in the long run, not in the short term, okay? Why is that important to you? It's important to you because in your short visit to the casino, you should never raise the denomination past your comfort level, okay? So if you are comfortable playing $3 a spin, don't up it to $15 a spin on a $5 machine because you've heard that the payback percentage is higher on that machine. In the short term, it's not worth it. It's not worth that extra risk going above and beyond your comfort level. Okay, does that make sense? Because in the short term, there could be some pretty wild swings, and we don't want you to up your bet just because you think that suddenly the odds are just 3 or 4 times better on that denomination on the one that you're playing, because it's not, and it's not something you'll notice in the short term. However, if you are a long-term player, you play very frequently. Let's say you go to the casino 3 or 4 times a week and you have a local casino, or you have a choice of local casinos to go to, then payback percentage becomes a little bit more relevant to you because it's more of a long-term game for you. Okay, if you're tracking your wins and losses, things like that, you may start to notice the difference. But again, even in that scenario, you should still be playing only with what you're comfortable with playing. Okay, I hope this makes sense. This is why I think understanding the basic principles behind probability and what payback percentages actually mean will help you to make that decision better on what denomination you should be playing. And simply put, if you don't understand anything I just told you, it's fine. I totally get it. Play with what you're comfortable with playing at, and know that it's not going to be this drastic change between dollars and $5 or dollars and $10, because in the short term, it's not something that any human being would be able to notice, in a couple hundred spins or so. All right. So I hope that helps, guys. Again, have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, we will not have our weekly live show tonight. We will next week, though. We have a special guest coming. We're going to have a lot of fun doing that, so we hope you can show up for that. As always, gamble smart, gamble safe. We will see you tomorrow for Thursday's tip of the day. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.